In a small village, nestled in the heart of Africa, two brothers, Kofi and Kwame, once shared a bond thicker than the ancient baobab trees that shaded their home. Their laughter used to echo through the fields, a melody of brotherhood. But the day their father passed, a shadow fell upon their hearts, and the melody turned into a discordant cry. The land, their ancestral land, which had nourished their family for generations, became the seed of a bitter feud. Kofi, the elder, with a spirit as fiery as the midday sun, believed the land was his birthright. "I am the firstborn," he'd declare, his voice ringing with conviction in the village square. "Our traditions honor the eldest. The land is my responsibility, my legacy." He saw the fields not just as soil and crops, but as a symbol of his duty to carry their father's name forward. He dreamed of expanding the farm, of making it more prosperous than ever before, a testament to his strength and leadership. Kwame, the younger, quieter but with a will as unyielding as the river stones, saw things differently. His connection to the land was one of heart, not hierarchy. "Father loved us both equally," he would argue, his voice calm but firm. "He always said this land was for *us*, for our family, not just one of us. We should work it together, as he taught us." Kwame envisioned a shared future, where their combined efforts would make the earth yield its bounty for both their families, side by side. He remembered their father's words, whispers on the wind, about unity being their greatest strength. The village elders, their faces etched with the wisdom of years, tried to mediate. They sat the brothers down under the great palaver tree, its branches a silent witness to countless disputes. "The land does not belong to you," one elder said, his voice a low rumble. "You belong to the land. It is a sacred trust, passed from the ancestors. To fight over it is to dishonor them." They spoke of proverbs, of stories of brothers who found strength in unity and others who found ruin in division. They urged compromise, a path of shared stewardship. But their words fell on deaf ears. The brothers' hearts had hardened. Kofi saw Kwame's plea for partnership as a challenge to his authority, an attempt to usurp his rightful place. Kwame saw Kofi's insistence on tradition as pure greed, a desire to cast him and his family aside. The disagreement festered, growing from quiet tension into open hostility. The warm greetings they once shared were replaced with stony silence. Their wives, once like sisters, now averted their gazes in the marketplace. Their children, cousins who played together from dawn till dusk, were now forbidden from speaking to one another. The rift between two men was cleaving an entire family in two. The conflict reached its boiling point during the planting season. As Kofi directed workers on what he now called *is* land, Kwame arrived, his own tools in hand, ready to sow his share of the seeds. The air grew thick with tension. The villagers stopped their work, their eyes wide, watching the storm that was about to break. "What are you doing here, Kwame?" Kofi's voice was sharp, cutting through the morning calm. "This is not your place." "This is as much my land as it is yours," Kwame retorted, his knuckles white as he gripped his hoe. "I will not let you starve my family while you feast." The argument exploded. Words, sharp and cruel, flew between them like poisoned arrows. They spoke of past slights, of childhood jealousies, of perceived favoritism. All the unspoken resentments of a lifetime came pouring out, a toxic flood that washed away any remaining trace of brotherly love. The argument escalated until, in a moment of pure rage, Kofi shoved Kwame. Kwame stumbled back, his eyes blazing with a mix of shock and fury. He lunged forward, and the two brothers, sons of the same father, began to fight. They wrestled in the very soil they both claimed to love, the red earth staining their clothes like blood. It was a clumsy, desperate fight, fueled by pain and anger. The villagers and elders rushed to separate them, their faces a mixture of horror and pity. As they were pulled apart, panting and disheveled, a profound and terrible silence fell over the field. In that moment, they were not brothers. They were enemies. Their mother, a woman of quiet strength who had borne her grief in silence, could watch no longer. That evening, as the sun bled across the horizon, she summoned them to their father's grave. She didn't speak. She simply knelt, placed a hand on the cool earth, and began to weep. Her sobs were not loud, but they carried the weight of a broken heart, the sound of a family shattering. Seeing their mother's pain, something finally broke through the brothers' anger. They looked at the grave, at the woman who had given them life, and then at each other. For the first time in months, they truly saw one another, not as rivals, but as the boys who had chased lizards in the sun, who had listened to their father's stories under the stars. They saw the reflection of their own grief, their own loss, in each other's eyes. Kwame was the first to move. He knelt beside his mother, placing a hand on her shoulder. A moment later, Kofi joined them, completing the circle of sorrow around the grave. The anger hadn't vanished, but beneath it, the deep roots of family began to stir. They had stood on the brink of destroying everything their father had built, not just the farm, but their very identity. The path to reconciliation would be long and difficult, paved with forgiveness and compromise. The scars of their conflict would remain. But as they knelt together in the twilight, a single, unspoken understanding passed between them. The land was worthless if it cost them their brotherhood. Their father's true legacy was not the soil beneath their feet, but the bond that flowed in their blood. And it was a legacy they had to fight to rebuild, together. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of human connection. Let us know in the comments what family means to you.